Hello everyone, this is Stuff. You're watching Stuff HD, and I'm gonna try to make this video quick because I already made a video about this and I messed up because my phone ran out of memory, so it just didn't end well. So I'm trying to redo it, but I'm gonna do it fast. Um, Apple announcements last week. There were also Nexus announcements, and I'll do those on another video. There are a couple things that Apple was announcing the new iPads, and there's a couple things that bother me. One, the name. When they had the iPad, they had the iPad 1, the iPad, the iPad 2, the iPad 3. Then came out the new iPad, then the iPad Air, and it looked like they were done with numbers, but now they announced the iPad Air 2, which is like, okay, now you're going back to numbers. I thought you were done with numbers. Whatever. Um, Also, a lot of reviewers out there are pissing me off because they keep talking about, oh, it's so much thinner. Like, really, it's 18% thinner than the last one. It's not that big of a difference. Like, what the hell's wrong with you people? um, yeah, it's nice that it's thinner, but I expect it to be thinner by now. You just expect it. So anyway, the new iPad Air 2 comes with a new A8 processor. I'm sure there's an M8 in there also. Um, it's thinner, it's faster, it's the usual. It now comes with Touch ID, and it does have NFC um, for Apple Pay, which I guess using it online will be useful. I can't expect a whole lot of people though using a big iPad to pay at the grocery store, but whatever. Um, my big issue with the new iPads, however, is the new iPad Mini 3, uh, which also goes back to the naming thing because we had the iPad mini, then we had the iPad mini with retina display instead of the iPad mini 2, and now there's the iPad mini 3, and now they're going back and renaming the old iPad mini with retina display as the iPad mini 2. Again, it just looks like they don't know what the hell they're doing. But anyway, when the iPad mini 2 came out, which was at the same time as the original iPad Air, it was exactly the same as the iPad Air inside, like the same processor, CPU, everything was the same. Um, Now that the iPad Mini 3 came out with the iPad Air 2, you would expect the new iPad Mini to be exactly the same as the iPad Air 2, but it's not. iPad Mini is basically an exact copy of the iPad Mini 2. The new iPad Mini, the iPad Mini 3, is an exact copy of the iPad Mini 2, except that it has Touch ID, but it doesn't have NFC, so it's not for doing Apple Pay. It's basically just to unlock it, which is disappointing because I was waiting to buy a new iPad, and I kind of wanted to get an iPad mini, but I was like, well, I know the new iPad mini is going to come out. There's a very good chance that it's going to have the Touch ID, so I'll just wait till then. Um, so I waited, but now I have this issue where the iPad mini 3 is exactly the same as the iPad mini 2, but with the Touch ID, which would be okay if there wasn't such a high difference in price. The iPad mini 3 costs $400 for the cheapest one. The iPad mini 2 costs $300 for the cheapest one. So really, I'm not gonna pay an extra $100 for Touch ID. Like, I think Touch ID is kind of cool. It's not that cool though. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Like, it should have been exactly the same as the iPad mini 2. I mean, as the iPad Air 2, but it isn't. So that's that. So basically, if you see anybody buying an iPad Mini 3 for $400, punch them, because really there is no reason to. I mean, Touch ID is not worth $100. Neither is the fact that it comes in gold. Like, just buy a case if it bothers you so much. Um, I mean, if you want to spend the extra $100, go for it. But I just think it's such a waste of money. So now, even if I wanted to buy the iPad Mini 3, I can't because I just refuse to pay those extra $100 for that. I would have gladly paid it had they given me the newest chip. But to get the exact same chip as the last one, it's like, what the hell were you thinking? So anyway, yeah, that's it. Uh, That's all I'm gonna say about the new iPads. Would I buy an iPad Air 2? No, I had an iPad Air, and I just felt I wanted a smaller device than that. So yeah, there's that. I'll end up buying an iPad Mini 2, which I could have done weeks ago, but I waited. Oh well. That's all I get for today. I'm gonna go to work. Y'all take care. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Google Plus. Twitter at Real Stuff HD and Google Plus Javier Torres. Y'all take care. Goodbye.